Hey there, my golden health family. Picture this. You're in your kitchen sipping your morning coffee, feeling a little stiff as you get up to grab the newspaper. Maybe you've noticed it's harder to carry those grocery bags or climb the stairs without a pause. Sound familiar? If you're over 60, I'm willing to bet you felt this creep in, and here's the kicker. Your muscles might be quietly disappearing. Yes, disappearing, without you even realizing it. But don't worry, because today, I'm going to share a game changer that can help you hold on to your strength, keep you moving, and feel vibrant for years to come. And it all starts with one surprising food you're probably not eating enough of. Welcome to Golden Health, where we're all about helping you live your best, strongest, and most joyful life after 60. I'm so thrilled you're here because this video is going to open your eyes to why your muscles are so important and how one simple addition to your diet can make all the difference. We're going to dive deep into what's happening to your body, why this one food is a must-have, and how you can start today with practical, no-fuss steps. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get started. Let's kick things off with a truth bomb. As we age, our muscles naturally start to shrink. It's called sarcopenia, but don't let that word scare you. It's just the fancy term for muscle loss. Think about my friend Linda, who's 68. She used to love gardening, but last year she told me she was struggling to lift her watering can or kneel down to plant her tulips. She thought it was just old age catching up. But here's the thing, it's not just age. It's often because our bodies aren't getting the right fuel to keep those muscles strong. And the number one fuel? Protein. Yep, protein is the secret sauce, and there's one food packed with it that's a total superstar for seniors. Now you might be thinking, protein, I eat chicken or eggs sometimes, isn't that enough? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Not all protein sources are created equal, and there's one food that stands out for its muscle-saving powers: salmon. I know, you might be raising an eyebrow, but stick with me. Salmon isn't just delicious, it's like a superhero for your muscles. It's loaded with high-quality protein, healthy fats, and nutrients that fight inflammation and keep your body strong. Let me tell you why this fish is so special and how it can help you stay active and independent. First off, salmon is packed with something called complete protein. This means it has all the building blocks your muscles need to repair and grow. After 60, your body gets a little pickier about using protein efficiently, so you need the good stuff. Let's go back to Linda. She started adding salmon to her dinners twice a week, and within a couple of months, she was back to tending her garden with more energy. She even told me she felt steadier on her feet. That's the power of salmon's protein. It's like giving your muscles a daily tune-up. But it's not just about the protein. Salmon has omega-3 fatty acids, those healthy fats you've probably heard about. These fats are like a shield for your muscles. As we age, inflammation can creep into our bodies, making our muscles weaker and our joints acheer. Omega-3s help calm that inflammation down. I remember my neighbor Tom, who's 72. He was always complaining about sore knees after his morning walks. I suggested he try eating salmon regularly, and he was skeptical at first. But after a few weeks, he came over grinning, saying his knees felt better, and he was walking farther than he had in years. That's the omega-3 magic at work. Now here's a practical tip to get started. You don't need to eat salmon every day to see results. Aim for 2 to 3 servings a week. A serving is about the size of your palm. Think a nice 4-ounce fillet. You can bake it with a little lemon and herbs for a simple dinner, or toss some canned salmon into a salad for lunch. If you're worried about cost, canned salmon is just as nutritious and budget-friendly. My cousin Mary, who's 65, swears by her salmon salad sandwiches. She mixes canned salmon with a bit of mayo, some chopped celery, and a dash of pepper, and she says it's her go-to for a quick muscle-boosting meal. Before we move on, let me share a little story. My dad, who's 74, was never a big fish guy. He'd rather have a burger any day. But when I explained how salmon could help him keep up with his grandkids, he gave it a try. Now he's hooked, pun intended. He says he feels stronger lifting his granddaughter onto his shoulders, and he's even started doing some light strength exercises at home. That's what I want for you. Small changes that add up to big wins. So, we've covered why salmon's protein and omega-3s are your muscles' best friends. But there's more to this story, and it via a larger-than-usual set of characters. Salmon isn't just about keeping your muscles strong, it's about keeping your whole body thriving. Let's dive into how salmon can boost your energy, improve your mood, and even help you sleep better. Stick with me because we're just getting started, and I've got more practical tips to share that'll make adding salmon to your life a breeze. So, here we are, my golden health friends, talking about how salmon is like a secret weapon for keeping your muscles strong and your body vibrant after 60. I hope you're feeling inspired to give this superstar food a try, because we're about to dive even deeper into why it's such a game changer. Imagine this. Not only are you feeling stronger and steadier, but you're also waking up with more energy. Your mood is brighter, and you're even sleeping better. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, salmon can help make that dream a reality, and I'm going to show you how with some practical, easy-to-follow tips. Let's start with something we all want more of: energy. If you're like my Aunt Susan, who's 67, you might find yourself feeling a little sluggish by mid-afternoon. She used to joke that her get up and go got up and left. But here's where salmon comes in. This fish is loaded with nutrients, like vitamin D and B vitamins, which are like little sparks for your body's energy engine. Vitamin D, for example, isn't just for your bones. It helps your muscles work efficiently, so you're not feeling wiped out after a short walk or a trip to the store. Susan started eating salmon twice a week, and she told me she's now got the energy to keep up with her book club and even take her dog for longer walks. She says it's like she's found her spark again. Now, let's talk about how to make this work for you. If you're not a big cook, don't worry. Salmon is one of the easiest foods to prepare. One of my favorite go-tos is a simple salmon bake. Just take a salmon fillet, drizzle it with a bit of olive oil, sprinkle some salt, pepper, and maybe a pinch of garlic powder, and pop it in the oven at 375 degrees for about 15 minutes. Pair it with some steamed veggies or a sweet potato, and you've got a meal that's not only delicious, but also fueling your muscles and energy levels. If you're more of a lunch person, try a salmon salad. Mix some canned salmon with a little Greek yogurt instead of mayo for a creamy, protein-packed twist. Add some chopped cucumber and dill and spread it on whole grain bread. It's quick, tasty, and keeps you going all afternoon. But salmon's benefits don't stop at energy. Let's talk about your mood. Have you ever noticed how some days you feel a bit down or foggy and you can't quite put your finger on why? That was me a few years ago, and it's something a lot of us experience as we age. The omega-3s in salmon aren't just great for your muscles, they're also fantastic for your brain. These healthy fats support your mood by helping your brain cells communicate better. There's even research showing that omega-3s can help ease feelings of sadness or anxiety. My friend Robert, who's 70, used to feel a bit grumpy in the winters. He started adding salmon to his meals after I nagged him a little. Okay, maybe a lot. And he swears he feels more upbeat, especially on those grey, chilly days. He even started smiling more at our weekly coffee meetups, which is a win for all. To us, here's a practical step to boost your mood with salmon. Make it a ritual. Pick a day like Salmon Sunday and plan a meal you look forward to. Maybe invite a friend or your partner to join you. Robert now has his Sunday salmon night with his wife, where they grill a fillet with a side of roasted asparagus. It's become their little tradition, and he says it's not just the salmon. It's the joy of making it a special moment. You can do this too. Find a way to make salmon feel like a treat, not a chore. If grilling's not your thing, try pan-searing, a fillet with a splash of lemon juice. It takes less than 10 minutes, and the crispy skin is like a little gift to yourself. Now let's touch on something that's a big deal for so many of us: sleep. If you're tossing and turning at night, or waking up feeling like you barely rested, salmon might just be your new best friend. Those omega-3s and vitamin D we talked about, they also help regulate your sleep patterns. I remember my cousin Diane, who's 64. She was struggling with falling asleep and would wake up feeling groggy. I suggested she try eating salmon regularly, and she was game. After a few weeks, she called me up, amazed. She was sleeping deeper and waking up feeling refreshed. She even started doing morning stretches because she had the energy to move. That's the kind of ripple effect I'm talking about. One small change, like adding salmon, can transform how you feel day and night. To make salmon a sleep booster, try having it for dinner a couple of nights a week. A great recipe is salmon. With a mustard glaze, mix a teaspoon of Dijon mustard with a bit of honey and spread it over your fillet before baking. It's sweet, tangy, and pairs perfectly with a side of sautéed spinach, which has magnesium to help you relax. Eat this a few hours before bed, and you're setting yourself up for a better night's sleep. If you're worried about fishy smells, in the kitchen, wrap your salmon in foil before baking. It keeps the cleanup easy and the flavor locked in. Before we wrap up this part, let me share a quick story. My Uncle Joe, who's 69, was the king of I'll eat what's easy meals. Think cereal for dinner. But when he started feeling weaker and more tired, I convinced him to try salmon. He was nervous about cooking fish, so I showed him how to use canned salmon in a pasta dish. He tosses it with some whole-grain spaghetti, cherry tomatoes, and a little olive oil. Now he's not only stronger, but also sleeping better and feeling more like himself. He even sent me a photo of his latest salmon dish, and let me tell you, it looked restaurant-worthy. We've covered how salmon can supercharge your energy, lift your mood, and help you sleep like a dream. But there's still more to this amazing food, especially when it comes to keeping your heart healthy and making sure you're getting the most out of every bite. Stick with me, because I've got more tips and tricks to share that'll make salmon your go-to for a stronger, happier you. All right, my Golden Health family. We're in the home stretch, and I'm so excited to keep this conversation going. By now, you're probably seeing why salmon is like a magic bullet for staying strong, energized, and happy after 60. We've talked about how it saves your muscles, boosts your mood, and even helps you sleep better. But there's still more to this incredible food, and today we're going to wrap things up by diving into how salmon keeps your heart healthy, makes every bite count, and sets you up for a vibrant, active life. Plus, I'll share some final tips to make salmon a no-brainer in your kitchen. Let's do this. Let's start with your heart, because if there's one thing we all want, it's to keep our ticker strong so we can enjoy our days with the people we love. Salmon is a heart health champion, thanks to those omega-3 fatty acids we've been raving about. These healthy fats help lower bad cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and keep your blood vessels flexible. Think about my friend Margaret, who's 71. She was worried about her heart health after her doctor mentioned her cholesterol was creeping up. I suggested she add salmon to her meals, and she started with simple grilled fillets. A few months later, her doctor was thrilled. Her numbers were looking better, and Margaret felt more confident about her health. She even started dancing at her granddaughter's wedding, something she hadn't done in years. Here's how you can make salmon your heart's best friend. Aim for those 2 to 3 servings a week we talked about. One of my favorite heart-healthy recipes is a salmon stir-fry. Chop up some colorful veggies like bell peppers and broccoli, sauté them with a little soy sauce and garlic, and toss in some flaked salmon. Canned works great here. Serve it over brown rice, and you've got a meal that's as good for your heart as it is for your taste buds. If you're watching your salt, go easy on the soy sauce or swap it for a squeeze of fresh orange juice for a zesty twist. It's quick, affordable, and makes you feel like a gourmet chef without the fuss. Now let's talk about making every bite count, because as we age, we want food that packs a big nutritional punch. Salmon is a nutrient powerhouse, delivering not just protein and omega-3s, but also things like selenium and vitamin B12. Selenium is like a bodyguard for your cells, helping protect them from damage, while B12 keeps your nerves healthy and your energy up. I think of my neighbor, Clara, who's 66. She was feeling a bit run down and thought it was just part of getting older. When she started eating salmon regularly, she noticed she wasn't just stronger. She felt sharper and more focused during her bridge games. She told me, "I didn't realize how much my body was missing until I gave it the right fuel." To get the most out of salmon, variety is key. Don't feel like you have to stick to the same recipe every time. One day, try a salmon burger. Mix canned salmon with some breadcrumbs, an egg, and a bit of chopped onion, then pan-fry it for, a crispy patty. Another day, go for a salmon soup. Simmer some broth with carrots, celery, and a can of salmon for a cozy, nutrient-packed meal. Clara's favorite is her salmon breakfast scramble. She adds flaked salmon to her morning eggs, with some spinach and a sprinkle of pepper. It's a 5-minute dish that keeps her fueled for hours. The point is, salmon is versatile, so play around and find what you love. Before we wrap up, let's talk about one last benefit: confidence. When you start eating salmon and feeling stronger, more energized and healthier overall, something amazing happens. You start to feel like you can take on the world. I saw this with my Uncle George, who's 73. He was hesitant about fish at first, but once he got the hang of cooking salmon, he started standing a little taller. He told me he feels more in control of his health, and now he's even inspiring his buddies at the senior center to try it. That's what I want for you, a sense of power and possibility that comes from knowing you're doing something incredible for your body. So, where do you start? It's simple. Pick one meal this week to make salmon the star. Maybe it's a baked fillet for dinner or a salmon salad for lunch. Start small and build from there. If you're worried about cooking, check out canned salmon. It's all ready. Cooked, budget-friendly, and just as nutritious. And don't be afraid to experiment. Add a little spice, try a new veggie combo, or share a salmon meal with a friend. This isn't about perfection. It's about taking one step toward a stronger, healthier you. I hope you're as excited about salmon as I am, because this one food can truly change the game for your muscles, your heart, and your whole outlook. You deserve to feel vibrant, confident, and ready for whatever life throws your way. If you loved this video, give it a big thumbs up, drop a comment below, and let me know how you're going to try salmon this week. I read every single one, and I can't wait to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a golden health tip. Here's to thriving after 60, my friends. Let's keep shining bright together.